Now, the number 7 means completion or perfection. So that means any amount of women that we want, we can have. All right? Many women. All right? And Israelite men, we love many different women. Okay? We like variety. All right? We like a variety. So, hey man, you're going to have your pick of the litter, all right?
Isaiah 4. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. In that day shall the branch of the Lord be beautiful and glorious, and the fruit of the earth shall be excellent and comely for them that are escaped of Israel. And it shall come to pass that he that is left in Zion, and he that remaineth in Jerusalem, shall be called holy.
And in the kingdom, we're not just going to have one woman. We're going to have many women. You know, this bullshit today where you only allowed just one woman and that's it. No, we're going to have plenty of women. You know, back in the days, we thought the same thing. Oh, you're going to be my top woman in the kingdom. You're going to be the top chick. You know, blah, blah, this, that, and that's all bullshit. You know, we're going to be the shit. You know, so to speak. You know, underneath Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Because the scriptures, look, man, the Israelite man has been beaten down way too long. You know, the Israelite man has been beaten down way too long. And it's about time for the Israelite man to be the one to get pampered. This is the book of Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 12. It says, I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than a golden wedge of Ophir. The women already got their glow and their shine in this world. We're going to be the ones that's going to be shining. And we're going to be the ones that are going to be precious. More precious than fine gold, even a man than a golden wedge of Ophir. So the greatest and the top gold on the planet, we're going to be far more admired and precious than that. You know, because the real man, which is an Israelite man, a man of the Lord, is going to be highly sought after. You know, so forget about forget about these women that we get here. These women that we get here are used goods.
Isaiah 4. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. In that day shall the branch of the Lord be beautiful and glorious, and the fruit of the earth shall be excellent and comely for them that are escaped of Israel. And it shall come to pass that he that is left in Zion, and he that remaineth in Jerusalem, shall be called holy.
Rawchaa, Rawchaa, Yahawah, Rawchaa, Yahawashi.
Shalom to elected Israel, to the hopeful elected Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, and the foreign Israelites that look like the other nations scattered across the 4 corners of the earth. I want to give all praises to Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi. Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi. Got to give all praises to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rawchaa, Kodash. Want to give double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone led me to this truth, and been ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, and show forth the Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness, and wrath to all those who are part of the elect, and to the hopeful elect. Lord willing, we part of that number. Lord willing, us be edifying to those who fear the name of the Lord and are striving to show forth the Lord's righteousness every day to the best of their abilities. His judgment always comes to light. Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 5, it is not slack. 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 9 is unto a ring. 2 Ezra chapter 5, verse 42. The water for anybody comes in on the common board, Yahawashi outside Atham. You sincere believers out there, you know, the Akim and the Aqua. And, you know, we're going, getting into these precepts, to some of these articles the Lord put the Spirit on me to deal with. And the title is Russian TV Mulls U.S. as next targets for invasion. Water pollution levels across the U.S. basically dealing with the tap water and various end time topics. So Lord willing is edifying to the flock. Go ahead and get right into it. So this says Russian TV Mulls U.S. states as next targets for invasion. We're going to read a little bit of it. Just a little bit. So Kremlin propagandists mold 3 U.S. states as targets for a potential Russian invasion during a segment that aired on state TV. So they starting to point out, America, Babylon the Great, where they want to try to start at this place first. But we know ultimately at the end, it's going to leave all of America, Babylon the Great in destruction. And I was also listening to Elder Apostle Tahar. No, it was Apostle Ramlav. I was listening to Elder Apostle Ramlav earlier, and he was talking about another elder was showing a bunch of videos of these refugees that are like young men, and they're getting housed in these nice hotels and whatnot throughout the U.S. and they're part of the UN, and they're basically being set up to where whenever this martial law things hit them, you got another video that I've seen that's dealing with Hamas in Texas. They got training camps in Texas. Some woman was talking about it, and I got that video from Shapah the 12. And, so all these things are going on inside America, Babylon the Great. And you got, Russia and these other nations starting to target, where they want to start invasion as well. So Vladimir Solovanov, one of the world's most known figures in the Kremlin-backed media, and Margarita Simonian, editor-in-chief state-controlled media organization RT, made remarks on a show that airs on Russia One. An expert was posted on X, formerly Twitter. Anton Gerashekno, sorry if I said his name wrong, an advisor to Ukraine's Minister of Internal Affairs. State TV propagandists routinely float the idea of either striking or seizing the territory of NATO members. The pair have suggested Russia could invade U.S. states of Alaska, California, or Hawaii. So those are the first 3 that they talking about, trying to invade. So that's just, some updates on, some of the things that are coming closer to this World War III. So we're going to get over here and we're going to get into some precepts about it. This is Amos, chapter 9, verse 8. And it reads, "Behold, the eyes of the Lord Yahawah Yahawashi are upon the sinful kingdom," right? And the way we're knowing this is all these nations are looking at attacking this place, because that's coming from the Lord. We know in Revelation chapter 17, verse 17, he put it in the hearts, which is their minds, of these kings of the earth to fulfill his will. He wants to destroy America, Babylon the Great, and other places in the 4 corners of the earth, but his eyes are set upon this place because this is the place that, Esau, Edom has reigned the earth for a long period of time. You got Amalek, the first descendants of Esau, the small hats, the one that work Rothschilds and whatnot. They're in basically the land of old Babylon, in Iraq, hiding out because they know this destruction is coming. Because that's the thing. I was listening to another brother earlier, and he made a good point about these Amalek, the first descendants. They understand where they get their power from. They know they get their power from Satan. You see, but anybody under that, they just think it's just, it's nothing to do with spiritual power that has been given, because that that sword that was given to Esau, Edom, that was something that the Lord gave him through spiritual power, but it's the demonic side, that's the demonic side of, the Lord, the left-hand side of the Lord. So we know that this is why they're so powerful, because the Lord has given them a time for them to, use that power for so much time, and he's going to take them down. So he said, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth, saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith the Lord. So we know that the Lord is coming to destroy the wicked, and he is coming to save Jacob, the Israelites. He's coming to come get us out of here. Lord willing, we are that number. By the time it goes, everything transpires, that is said in the prophecy. So Ezekiel, you go to Ezekiel chapter 38, verse 10. And this is, part of, this is, talking about when you go down to verse 1 and 4, it talks about how when you go back down to the, earlier in this chapter, it's like, Russia gains all these allies and they decide to destroy America, Babylon the Great. So this is what's going to come to pass. I just want to get to the point. So Ezekiel chapter 38, verse 10, and Iran is also a part of this. You see, they part of that them BRICS nations. Brazil, Russia, China, South Africa, Iran. And then you got other nations in there as well now. Many other nations. So Ezekiel chapter 38, verse 10, thus saith the Lord Yahawashi, it shall also come to pass that at the same time shall these things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought, and that thought is going to be for them to send 200 million intercontinental ballistic missiles over here with the rest of those armies that have joined with them, including Iran and various other armies. And it'll be also, the ones who were used to be part of NATO, they're going to turn on this place too. That's why it's going to accumulate to so many missiles, and also, England, they're going to shoot missiles over here too, as it says in Jeremiah chapter 50. But, we'll deal with that later. So Jeremiah, we'll deal with that another time, just that's part of the prophecy. So Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 1, we're going to stick on topic. Thus saith the Lord Yahawashi, behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me a destroying wind. That's the missiles. That's what he's doing. And will send unto Babylon fanners, and shall fan her, and shall empty her land. See, for the day of trouble, they shall be against her round about. And you remember I was saying earlier, you got some of the elders and apostles talking about these troops that are being stationed in the hotels. You got Hamas training in Texas. They're trying to take this place down. They're finna be against her round about, And, America, Babylon the Great's going to go out with a violent bang. This place came in with a violent birth, and it's going to die violently, very, very violently. Okay, there's going to be a lot of people, turning on themselves. It even said for Israel, our enemies will be of our own household. That's why we only deal with people who, who are portraying themselves to the best of their abilities as the hopeful elect. We're not going to deal with people, if their spirit is off, because we don't want to be around those people, because we know that, the time of great trouble is coming. And you don't want to be around nobody who's not set on the same path as you, trying to get to salvation. Isaiah chapter 14, verse 4, that thou shalt take, let me start at 13. This makes sense. And it shall come to pass in the day, in the day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve, right? That's what we in right now. We all got to work every day. We got to, work from the sweat of our brow, as it says in Genesis, right? Verse 4, that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon. A proverb means like a dark saying or a riddle, okay? Which means basically they're not going to get it. Only the hopeful elect are going to get it, which we hope to be of the elect, once this transpires over. Against the king of Babylon, right? Esau, even the so-called white man, and say, how hath the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased. That golden city is America, Babylon the Great, the ones that reigns over all the kingdoms of the earth, as it says in Revelations. That's that city. You know, this city is known. They look at this city as the greatest place to live. That's why you got so many people trying to come here. But when they get here, they find out that it's basically spiritually Sodom and Egypt. It's bondage here. You know, it's a false narrative that America, Babylon the Great is set up to make you think this place is some golden city, and it's not. Verse 5, the Lord have broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers, and that's what's coming up. He's finna break the staff of these people, which is their power. He's gonna break that power, and these other countries are gonna try to flood in and take over this place, and they're gonna realize that, just screw this place. We're just gonna bomb it. That's what's gonna happen, and it's all gonna be the Lord doing it. Verse 6, he who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger, is persecuted and none hindereth. You see? That was how he was. But after he get taken out, and the Lord destroys this place and destroys the wicked, what's going to happen? The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. So the whole earth is going to rejoice once this moment conspires, and all of America, Babylon the Great is destroyed. That's why we're praying for the Lord, to bring swift judgment quickly. We ready to see the downfall of our enemies. We ready to be in the kingdom. We ready to have, be back in our rightful place, wherever the Lord wanted us to be. So Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 26, and they shall not take of thee, let me start at 25. And it reads, behold, I am against thee, O destroying mountain, saith the Lord, which destroyeth all the earth, right? Start with Esau, even so-called white man, and I will stretch out mine hand upon thee and roll thee down from the rocks, and I will make thee a burnt mountain. So he's going to destroy them with missiles, fire. And even after the 1,000 years of slavery that the other nations, they see, they're going to see Esau, even so-called white man, be burned with fire again and be no more, the nation of Esau. So that's definitely going to put fear in them to what? Not do any kind of thing or think any kind of way towards Israel. Okay, they're never going to come at us again. There's going to be, after that 1,000 years of slavery, that's going to set the mark of like, yeah, y'all through. There's no more, it's not going to be no more y'all rising up. That's just going to be over with. So Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 26, and they shall not take of thee a stone for a corner, nor a stone for foundations, but thou shalt be desolate forever, saith the Lord. And that's what's going to happen. They're going to be laid desolate forever. Set ye up a standard in the land, blow the trumpet among the nations, prepare the nations against her, call together against the kingdoms of Adarat, Memnai, and Askenaz. So like if I said that wrong, appoint a captain against her, cause her horses to come up as the rough caterpillars, and that's what the Lord's doing. He's raising up all these different nations and armies to come against this place, man. And that's what we're seeing in these articles. They're coming up against this place. They're starting to boldly just be like, yeah, we're just going to attack this place first. And more than likely, they're forgers of lies and physicians to no value. So they'll probably end up attacking somewhere else first, but who knows, So, we'll consider the whole matter as time goes by. But I tell you this, we know whatever way they go, at the end, America, Babylon the Great will be on fire. This is the lake of fire. And that's why us in America, Babylon the Great are trying to, that's what we're trying to get saved from. Okay, that destruction coming. So it's right here, it says, disturbing map shows tap water pollution levels across the U.S. after Joe Biden just declared a state of emergency. So this is showing us that great distress in America, Babylon the Great. Look at all that tap water, man. That's all that tap water. And whenever, the missiles hit, there's still going to be people alive. There's still going to be people who come out of their caves and whatnot or wherever they at. It's still going to be some people alive. Okay, even some of our own people. And the Lord said He's going to come down and slay the rest of them with the sword. We don't want to deal with that. We want to stay out of the way of the Lord. But this is also something that's going to happen during that time. I like to bring it up every now and then. Revelation chapter 8, verse 11. And the name of the star is called wormwood. And the third part of the waters became wormwood, and many died of the waters because they were made bitter. And see, we already see it now that there's pollution in that water now. You see? And it's all gearing up for when that time happens. Water already bitter, so whenever that radiation, is all tampering through everything, people going to be thirsty and trying to get out and trying to drink, that water, and it's going to kill them. A lot of people going to die from that water too. So that's just something to point out, not let alone all the doggone train derailments that we've seen over the last year. All that stuff seeping into the ocean. Over there by the Mississippi River, they had that big nuclear power plant leaking water in the Mississippi River, all types of stuff. That's all accumulating to that wormwood, whenever those missiles hit. So I just wanted to point that out. And that's why you want to have the Spirit of the Lord with you at that time. And that's why, the elders and apostles tell us to take care of our bodies, fast and do whatnot like that. Because when you get to that point, you're going to need to be trained, physically in a way where you can go without for a minute. Because you might have to, you might have to go without for a second. But the Lord, he knows that he controls the elements. He could literally just snap a finger in the heavens and then you don't even be hungry or thirsty no more. Who knows? After you get certain part of your trial, who knows what he's going to do? But we know he's going to lift up that standard, that spiritual power. He's going to send the chariots down here, the so-called UFOs, and he's going to send them missiles over there. But the elect will be removed from that time. Will be removed just before them missiles. It said we'll be scarcely saved. The righteous will be scarcely saved. So we pray to be of that number, That's why we continually pray for other brothers around us, for the elect, pray for brothers that's got sicknesses. We also, you also want to pray for the Aquath and the children too. Because why? Because there's going to be men, women, and children that are part of the elect. So we praying for the safety of, all of the elect, and that's what we want to do, on a daily basis. And also ask the Lord to give us wisdom, knowledge, understanding, guidance, into whatever demons that we all facing, because we all facing demons, trying to tempt us into falling back into the world, whatever those are, to ask the Lord to keep those away from us and for us to keep increasing in His truth. So potential extension of ceasefire could lead to war with Iran. So he's saying, and that's what they're doing right now. There's a ceasefire going on with Israel and Hamas for these hostages. But he's saying it's going to lead to war with Iran, which is, basically in the scriptures, they're the Persians. Okay, and they're joined with who? The Medes, which is Russia. Okay, so if they go to war with Iran, what does that mean? They're going to war with Russia. And what did we just see earlier? Russia was talking about attack America, Babylon the Great. So all this stuff is conspiring at the same time. So it just says in this video, retired U.S. General Hakeem discusses the potential implications of the current ceasefire in the Middle East. He warns that the situation, including the hostage taking strategy by Hamas, could potentially lead to war with Iran. So let's watch a little bit of it. If it's not too long, it's a little long, but we're just going to watch a little bit of it.
From the Middle East, a Qatari delegation has arrived in Israel today to meet with Israeli intel officials. The group is discussing a possible extension to the current agreement, which presumably would include elongating this ceasefire or pause in the fighting. Fox News senior strategic analyst General Jack Keane with us now on how this might affect things. General, good to see you. Thanks for being here. We're glad that people are discussing a way to end this conflict, but at the same time, would a continuation of the pause, or what some people are calling a ceasefire, interfere with the Israeli mission of destroying Hamas?
Oh, yeah, certainly, as does the current temporary ceasefire. Listen, the strategy that's unfolding here from Hamas, for a couple of things for our viewers to understand, Hamas has never focused on killing the civilian population in Israel to the degree that they have done in this last operation on 7 October. It's always been the IDF. They've never, as a matter of principle, ever taken wholesale hostages. And Iran, I think, has their fingerprints all over this operation because they have been in the hostage business for 43 years, and you know that, David. Yeah. So the taking of the hostages, what's the strategy here?
My whole thing is, you hear Esau, he knows exactly how many years they've been in the kidnapping business. Why? Because they motherfucking asses in the kidnapping business too. They probably doing business with their ass. That's what you got to understand, you know. All these motherfuckers are some demons.
Two things. One, they want to preserve their regime. They knew Israel would have to enter Gaza because of their brutal, savage attack. They also knew the sense of violence and the massive campaign they would conduct would be likely larger than anything they've seen. To hedge against that, they took the hostages for two reasons. One, to preserve the regime, so at the end of the day, they'll keep hostages so that the leaders and some of their infrastructure will be able to stay in place. They will declare victory at that point, if that occurs, despite months of months of operations inside of Gaza by the Israeli military. And the second thing is to delay the Israeli operation as much as possible, to give them opportunities to reposition, to rearm, and reorganize. And they are doing just that. The Israelis have a...
So basically, all the ceasefire is he's basically saying they're revolving it around these hostages, but really it's them both basically reloading, you know, so they can hit a full-on attack. That's basically what's going on right now. Okay? There's not a ceasefire like we're just going to stop the war. No, they're going to, you know, pick the little people they want out of there to get out of there, and they're just basically a cloak to the real objective. They don't care about them civilians. Okay, that was to be able to reload. That's what that's for. Okay, that's the point I want to put out. Now I'm gonna just put out a couple precepts about it. We ain't gotta really listen to too much more. Esau talking about always trying to act like they the good guys. You know, these motherfuckers that been in the kidnapping business for I don't know how damn long. Y'all still working with their ass. You know, and then gave them all this damn money. Because they're the beginning of it. They're the ones who were doing that kind of stuff. Okay, that's how the other nations, they've learned to do this stuff. It's because Esau Edom been doing that shit. And then it taught them. You know, it said that, you know, the other nations have drunk the wrath of her fornication. You know, the wickedness of this place. They've took in the customs of America, Babylon the Great. That's why there's guns all over the earth. Because that's how America is. They're all about violence, as we know. So Obadiah chapter 1 verse 1, the vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord Yahawah concerning Edom, we have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen, right? The Lord has sent an ambassadors among the heathen to say what? Arise ye and let us rise up against her in battle. And that's what's happening right now. All these different countries, as we've seen, they're starting to rise up, and they're going to come against America, Babylon the Great in battle. Because when you got all them people over there, right, who was talking about they was going to invade, right, America, Babylon the Great, that we've been talking about recently, it also says North Korea warns U.S. as border moves reported. So the North Korea is starting to warn this place. You see what I'm saying? And we don't got to get too much into it. We know they don't like this place. They've been testing missiles all damn year trying to make sure them hoes work. So when they really shoot them over here, it's going to go down. So I just wanted to point that out. And, you know, we're going to put in some more precepts. Bear with me. I'm taking off a couple tabs, so it won't be as slow. Going up off here. All right. You know, we'll talk about that next. We're going to go into Isaiah chapter 59. 59 verse 19. And it reads, so shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun, right? When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him. That's that spiritual power that's going to come to the, you know, to the men of the Lord, you know, and you know, also there's going to be spiritual protection for the Akwath and the children. Okay, that you know, the Michael the Archangel, one of the Lord's top angels, he gonna come down here and he gonna protect us. He gonna put hedges over us. Lord willing, we are that number. You know, we know he's gonna come and protect the elect, and that's what we're hoping to be a part of. We're hoping that the Lord sends us that spiritual power. That's one of those standards. Another one of those standards is heavy chariot fire. Okay, which is the so-called UFOs. They're gonna come down here and be beaming motherfuckers out of the, you know, out of existence, okay? At least until the next time they wake up in slavery, you know. And some of them gonna be 2/3, but they ain't gonna wake up in slavery. They gonna wake right back up here when everybody wakes up to go into the chariots that died here in the faith, and everybody else that's left around. They're gonna get beamed back here and say, nope, you're not done dying. You're gonna die again through this fire. It said all shall be partakers in the lake of fire, okay? Who come against Bahasham and Yahawashi. So how you gonna do that if you have a bunch of people dead? To bring their ass back, as it says in Daniel chapter 12 verse 2. You're gonna bring their ass back in his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him, right? That's what I'm talking about. That's that standard, that righteousness, that judgment. That's what he's bringing. Ain't gonna be no kumbaya in this motherfucker. It's gonna be straight gnashing and weeping of teeth. Okay, gonna be people. Oh, please don't leave me. Gonna be nope. Your ass finna get left because you didn't want to listen to what Bahasham was saying right now, and we don't want to be those people. 2 Ezra chapter 11 verse 39. Art not thou that, or it that remainest of the four beasts? And that's talking about the story of Daniel, you know, and the prophecy that the Lord gave to Daniel, because, you know, you had the statue, you know, and the first one was Babylon, old Babylon, and you know, that was the city of gold. Then you got the Persians, okay, right after that, which is today Iran, you know, and basically that was the Medo-Persian Empire. It was like they was with Russia at the time, okay, but, you know, it was mainly the Persians. Then you go down to Alexander the Greeks, you know, and that's the third part of the statue. And there was bronze, so you had gold, silver, and then bronze. And what makes it interesting is Persia, they had silver weapons, you see, and then Alexander the Greek and them, they had bronze weapons, you see, and that's why the statue was those different precious metals to show that that's what they used in the war. And then you had what? The iron at the bottom, and which is the Iron Monarchy. But then when you get to the feet, it was like half like rocks and like potter's clay and half iron, which means what? That they dismember from each other. You know, you got those different regions of Europe, okay, and then the little horn rose out of those, and that was America Babylon the Great that's reigning over them. That's what it's talking about. It's talking about America Babylon the Great is the last one that remaineth of those four beasts that's running shit, whom I have made to reign in my world, that the end of their times might come through them. See, it's going to come through them. And it said Satan shall cast out Satan. So we know that these missiles and these things that have been created by them are to destroy them. Okay? It's going to be that, you know, judgment, that ironic twist. What they thought that was going to be, you know, that sword was going to be what kept them ruling forever. It's going to be what was to destroy them. Because the Lord gave the sword to Esau, but he didn't tell him. He said he would live by the sword, but he didn't tell him he was going to die by the sword. He didn't find that out until he raided Israel in 70 AD and said, oh shit, we got to make sure this ain't real. We got to make sure we hide this shit. And that's why they changed everything. So it was like, fuck, we don't want nobody to know. We don't want the elect to wake up of Jacob. They knew that. You know, Amalek, the first descendants, they knew that. That's why they spent billions of dollars and made this damn, you know, system to keep Jake sleep. Okay, that's what this place was made for. It's Ezekiel chapter 25, verse 13. That's why I can't believe he woke up. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahawah Yahawashi, I will also stretch out mine hand upon Edom, and I will cut off man and beast of it, and beast from it. And I will make it desolate from Teman, and Teman is basically them Germans. They're Edomites too, basically. And they of the Dan shall fall by the sword. See? They're going to fall by their own shit. Verse 14, I will lay my vengeance on, and I read this yesterday, so I don't want to go into it. But, you know, basically he's going to use us as well. You know, those 144,000 leg men to lay their hands, you know, on these heathens. But we're gonna move up. I'm going to have to read about that. I showed that yesterday. In my last video with Apostle Tahar on the Shirley Show, you know. So Jeremiah chapter 49 verse 17, and it reads, also Edom shall be a desolation, Everyone that goeth by it shall be astonished and shall hiss at all the plagues thereof. And that's what we're seeing. We're seeing everybody like, man, we tired of this place, man. Look how they be running shit. Like, they don't need to run shit. Everybody's still in debt. These motherfuckers don't know how to take care of shit. You know? They tired of this place. And they have many reasons to be. So now we're gonna get over here and we're gonna get in. It says countries, and I seen another one of the elders. He was talking about this a couple days ago, saying that this could be it. You know, the new pandemic that they want to use to issue in their new world order. You know, and then the Lord lift up that standard against them. So countries prepare for China's phenomena outbreak to spread. Okay. So several countries are taking steps to prepare against the spread of contagious respiratory illnesses as China battles a concerning spike in phenomena cases. And, you know, I've seen a couple other articles I sent to my elder. It was talking about how in Oklahoma, it says more people die of the juice box shit. You know, not the juice box, but like, you know, the COVID, you know, not the juice box, but they just saying they dying of COVID over here more than anywhere else in the U.S. and also in Mississippi. And it was kind of edifying to me because those are the only two places I really been my whole life. So, you know, it's like, it's just crazy that, you know, all this stuff is happening at the same time, these plagues and these famines and pestilences. But look, ain't none of that's touching us. We still here. Like, we still healthy and walking around and still doing stuff. You know, so that shows that, you know, we're doing at least something right. You know, we're showing that we have fear of the Lord, and we pray He keeps us from those things. You know, so I'm going to pull some up about it in a second. So respiratory illnesses in China battles a concerning spike in phenomenon cases. Many parts of China have been hit by a surprising surge in the illness, which has particularly impacted children. Northern provinces in China have experienced a jump in flu-like illnesses for 5 weeks straight since mid-October. So they in distress over there, man. Okay, Moab in distress, but this is what the Lord bringing. He bringing forth that judgment. Okay, and they talking about it's going to spread even more, and it will, because the Lord's going to make sure it happens, man. The Lord is coming with great judgment on all nations, you know, including the 2/3 of Israel, because they're basically a nation in them. You know, they're basically a nation of themselves, because they act like the heathens. So that's why the Lord's after them, because they're basically trying to say, well, we're just going to make a nation of us that act like the heathens. And they're like, all right, well, you get destroyed too. So now we're going to get into some precepts. It's in Psalms chapter 91, verse 3. And this is why we're glad that, you know, we're not going through this stuff. Because why? Because we have faith in Yahawashi, and we're doing His will. Psalms chapter 91, verse 3. Surely He shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler. Who's the fowler? Esau, even the so-called white man. They're the ones who bring pestilence around. You know, he's that pale horse. They bring death and destruction everywhere they go. You know, and from the noise and pestilence. See that pestilence? You know, we pray that the Lord surely will deliver us from that. And we have faith. And I was listening to another brother. He was talking about if you got doubt in this thing, then, you know, you're not in the right spirit. You got to be in the right spirit. You got to have no doubt. Trust in Yahawashi, what He said. You know, He already gave you the understanding to know that these things were going to happen. So have faith. Like, don't doubt. Don't doubt. No matter what you see, don't doubt. Always think in your mind, Yahawashi going to do something. Watch. And I'm going to sit right here and I'm going to watch Him do it. That's how we are. You know? And if He tells us to run, because in our spirit, in that time, our spirit's going to be highly, communicating with the Lord at that time in Jacob's trouble. The ones that the elect, He's going to say, go here, get over there. You wait here, don't move. You know, He's going to tell us, you can eat that, don't eat that. Like, He's going to be like in our mind like that. You know, it's going to be a more heightened experience with the Yahawashi. He's going to be closer with us that time, because He knows that ain't no flesh going to be saved if He's not. We can't survive what's going to come on our own. We're going to need spiritual understanding and spiritual powers. We're going to need that. And this is the first start of a spiritual power, understanding these scriptures. And that's what they don't understand. This is a superpower right here that we have to understand what this stuff is saying. Exodus chapter 5, verse 3. Let's start at 2. And it says, and Pharaoh said, who is the Lord that I should obey His voice to let Israel go. And the new Pharaoh is Esau, even the so-called white man. That's how he is. He like, who is the Lord that I shall obey his voice to let Israel go, right? Because they don't want to let us go. The so-called white man want us to work here forever as his slaves. They ain't going to let us go. He said, I know not the Lord. See? Neither will I let Israel go. And that's how the so-called white man is. They not going to hold back. They going to stay that way. Verse 3, and basically I was listening to GMS and Truth Orlando, like, I still remember to this day, 10 years ago, when he made the video. And basically he was saying we living in the book of Exodus right now. You know, this is when we were saved out of Egypt. This is the new Egypt. We finna get saved out of it again. The same story's happening again. Verse 3, and they said, the power, right, the God of the Hebrews, Yahawah, have met with us. Let us go, we pray thee, 3 days journey into the desert, and sacrifice unto the Lord Bahasham Yahawashi, lest he fall upon us with pestilence or with the sword. So we know we're going to be delivered of these things. Why? Because we're the sacrifice. We're sacrificing our Lord's, sacrificing ourselves to the Lord by doing this work, you know, our reasonable service. Or if you're a helper of the prophets, you're helping them and doing whatnot, or you're a wife of one of the prophets and you doing what you're supposed to be doing, the Lord's going to make sure you stay away from this kind of stuff. You know, he keeps you from that danger. And that's where we want to be at, right? Verse 4, and the king of Egypt said unto them, wherefore do ye, Moses and Aaron, let the people from their works get you unto your burdens? And we don't really get to go that far. I just wanted to make a point that in the old times, we prayed to the Most High and we gave him a sacrifice for us to be protected from that pestilence. That's the point. So that's why we're doing it today. You know, this is the way to do it today, to make sure we stay away from this kind of pestilence that is coming upon the earth. This is Amos chapter 4, verse 10. And it reads, I have sent among you the pestilence after the manner of Egypt. See, we just read about that. What was happening in Egypt, that pestilence, right? Your young men I have slain with the sword. I have taken away your horses. I have made the stink of your camps come into your nostrils. Yet ye have not returned unto me, saith the Lord. And this second time this has happened. This is still happening to 2/3 of our people. He's taking away all these things and bringing them through the pestilence. He's slaying them with the sword. We're seeing all types of people that's not trusting in Yahawashi, that's of Israel, you know, that's not of Israel. They're talking about the 2/3. And the Lord is, you know, jacking them up, but they still don't want to return to Yahawashi. You know, these other camps teaching false doctrines, you know, all that other kind of stuff, you know, is bringing things upon them that they maybe not talk about, but this is what's going on with them right now. Okay, the Lord is punishing those people. And some of them, you know, he's preserving them to the day of judgment. So just because you see somebody who's doing wrong and you're not seeing no judgment to come upon them, don't mean nothing. He kept that one dude, Pilate, or not Pilate, but Polite or whatever, the dude, Comfy, right? Yeah, Comfy, he kept that dude for a while. He was out doing wickedness for a while. Now he in prison till the missiles come. Sometimes they'll keep you around just to make you think you good. And then the Lord gets you, man. You know, because he maybe had you out for whatever reason. He wanted you to deceive some more people first. Because he wants the 2/3 comfortable. You know, he wants them comfortable as possible. So when he comes upon them, it's like a thief in the night. They get caught lacking. Jeremiah chapter 28, verse 8, the prophets have been before me, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries, against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence. And that's how we know the elders and apostles of Great Millstone are those prophets, because they're the only ones doing it. No one else is prophesying against all the other countries, all the other nations. They're not prophesying against false doctrine, or they're prophesying against false doctrine. The other camps are not prophesying Salakia against other doctrines. You know, they're prophesying all the things that they did last time. You know, they're coming back and bringing that stuff in remembrance to the elect. Like, remember, we've been through this before. This is what happened. That's what you're seeing right now. You know, we hope to be a part of that number who endures to the end. Because there's a lot of people who come in this and understand the Lord say, well, you know, I don't want you because of whatever reason. Because he got tabs on all of us. You know, he's got things that, you know, he knows we done in past lives and in this life. You know, so we want to make sure that we ask for that repentance. Because ain't none of us is worthy of being saved out of here. It's through his grace. is how we're going to get saved. Not our works, but our works is that showing that we love Israel, that we love the Lord, you know, and we want to stretch out and serve him as much as we can, you know, because we can never go far enough, as it says in the scripture. So America's armed forces says it need a lottery-based draft for men and women. Now, this is an opinion, but they're putting it out there because they probably might do it. So this is going to be why, because to show you that they're not going to be ready. The U.S. military all-volunteer force motto is an abject failure. Last year, the Army fell 15,000 recruits short of its goal. This year was 10,000, and the Army Reserve fell 40% short of its goal. See, like, this place is through. This year, the active Navy fell 7,000 short, and the Navy Reserve was 33% short. Finally, the active Air Force fell 3,000 recruits short, and the Air Force Reserve Air National Guard each fell 30% short of their goals, man. That's a big part of what they needed for these wars that's coming up. So you really think they're going to be able to fight all these different people coming up at once? Hell no, man. America Babylon the Great ain't ready with this, and we ain't got to read no more. They're just showing you that this place is through. That's why they say, hey, we just need to put these motherfuckers on the lottery and draw some cards. They trying to be who got the smallest, they going straight to the who got the smallest stick in the pile. Like, these motherfuckers run out of ideas, okay? But they don't want to do that. They know they don't want to do a draft because they know this is going to be, you know, it's not going to work. That's why they're not going to do it. But they might. But I tell you this, if they do, your ass better just let them throw your ass in prison. That's what I'm going to do if they select my name. Shit, I'm going to tell their ass, you know, hell no, you throw me in jail. I'm not fighting for y'all because we know everybody that's fighting with them is going to die. You know? You can pray to Yahawashi outside, say, Lord, whatever hell happened, you know, I love you, you know, keep me protected. And go on in. Proverbs chapter 16, verse 5, everyone that is proud in heart, which is their mind, is an abomination to the Lord, right? And we know the few, the proud, the Marines, these people, these proud people here, though hand join in hand, he shall not be unpunished. And how are they going to be punished? Isaiah 13, chapter 15. And it reads, everyone that is found shall be thrust through. Everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. They all gonna die, man. Ain't none of them, you go to World War III, your ass ain't coming back, man. Because there's not going to be nothing to come back to because this place is going to be blown up. Verse 16, their children also shall be dashed into pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled and their wives ravished, man. And that's why you want to, you know, you awkward out there, you want to make sure you were the man of the Lord, you know. You going to get one now or you going to be fighting with all the other ones trying to get one. And I'm telling you right now, the Lord going to have the spirit on those men to be like, nah, you been sitting here not fucking picking nobody. You just been out there doing your shit. But I'm not saying, you know, hurry up and do it. But pray to the Lord, you know, to make sure that he's got you doing what you're really supposed to be doing. You know, you got some women that are, you know, too old to marry. You know, it's said after you're about 60, you too old to marry, then, you know, just serve the brotherhood. The Lord will take care of you. But if you know, you younger than that, you know, go get you a husband. Find you a husband to serve of the Lord. That's your reasonable service. That's you being that sacrifice. And that doesn't mean he gonna treat you bad. You know, he gonna treat you good. You know, as a man of the Lord. You know, it says, why would I hate my own flesh? You know, we don't want to get a wife and treat her bad. You know, we want to be pleasing. We want our marriage to be pleasing to the Lord. Like, yeah, that's a marriage that I would bless. You know, but you know, it's all in the spirit because we know that the Lord said to the men, you know, and Paul said to the men, it's better not to marry. You know, but it's not a sin if you do. So it's just all about how your spirit is. You know, so Proverbs chapter 11, verse 21, though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered. See, we want that deliverance. We want to get out of here. So now we're going to go over here. I got a lot of articles today because I kind of grabbed a couple yesterday and today. So, but I got 4 more articles and just a couple more precepts, and then we're going to get out of here. So it says, American democracy now seems perilously and we remember in the scriptures it said perilous time shall come, right? Perilously close to the point of no return. There ain't gonna be no return. And American democracy has always been a bag of trash type of system anyways. So we're just gonna read a little bit, put in some precepts. So Senate Majority Leader Chuck flopped, right? It was a bad album, okay? He put out a bad remix. He said, we gonna come in here, I could just come in White House with my draw zone. Ain't nobody gonna respect no damn country that's got the damn draw zone coming in talking to the whole nation. Esau done fucked up, right? Says Glenn C. Out schooling at the Hill. Salaki, if I say the name wrong, whatever. Critics said letting senators dress like Pennsylvania Democrat John Fetterman, who prefers hoodies and shorts, will further erode respect for the government. And that's these other nations hissing at these places. Like, we let these people run this shit. They over there in the White House, they draw zone, man. And we over here struggling, rain, hail, our whole, earthquakes jacking up our whole nation. They over there with their draw zone, man. Hell no. Right? And they want us to respect them as a number one country. Fuck that. Right? Senators reinstated the code, but making politicians wear fancy clothes hasn't quieted the vulgar and violent rhetoric that is obliterating the fundamental components of democracy, including a loyal opposition and the rule of law. See, because they're not taking the shit serious no more. You gonna take somebody serious, they come in there with some basketball shorts, some damn drawers on, or come in there with some pajama pants on or something, or a penguin suit. You think motherfuckers gonna take your hat serious? Hell no, E. The fuck was you thinking, man? And that's the Lord taking away the wisdom out of these Edomites. He turned them back into fucking cavemen. They going in there fucking bam bats and shit, and just dumb shit. Okay, just retarded. So I'm gonna go. Let me get right here. Hold on. I'm gonna get right here. Yeah. Let me do. I might pull up another article real quick. Yeah, I'm gonna pull up another article real quick, just to show a couple things. And then we're gonna deal with it. Where is it at? There's one more before we get into this. There was one more article that some reason it must have got canceled out, but it's right here. Before we deal with that, what I was just talking about, we're gonna deal with this real quick because I just got one precept on it. Hold on. Give me a second. I'm pulling it up. Computer's going real slow. There it goes. And this is what I was talking about. This is why they're angry at this nation. I want to tie this into that and put in a precept on it, and then we're going to deal with what I was just talking about. So it said, powerful storm pounds the Black Sea region, leaves more than 500,000 people without power. So they over there right now without power. This just happened yesterday in Ukraine and Russia. Okay, that's what's going on over there. And while that's going on, America over here on their damn draws talking about we care about the whole world. No, they don't. Your ass got to be out your damn mind, E. Be saying that shit. All them motherfuckers out there through, all right? And not let alone that, all the damn bombs that have been flying everywhere over there, okay? So we're going to put in this Ezekiel 14:21. And it reads, for thus saith the Lord Yahawashi, how much more when I send my four sword judgments upon Jerusalem, the sword and the famine and the noise and beasts and the pestilence, to cut off from it man and beast. And Jerusalem is basically wherever we're at. And you would think that there wasn't anybody in Israel and over there in Ukraine and Russia, but there are some of us over there as well. They just don't know that they're Israelites. So anywhere this kind of danger happens, he's really answering 2/3 of Israel. Okay, And we got people over there. They got brothers in Germany and all types of stuff that's in GMS that's doing the work. So it's Israelites over there, man. There's Israelites over there, man. We were scattered across the four corners of the earth. So as it was saying earlier about let me go ahead and take that off. Let me get back over here. You know how I talked about how they draws on at work, right? They want to be at the White House, they damn basketball shorts on, but I can't go fried chicken with my basketball shorts on. This place is out of order, man. This place is really fucking out of order. So while that's all going on, it says the U.S. dollar weakens as Fed rate cut view ways. So they're losing value in the dollar. U.S. rate features price 23% chance of rate cut in March, blah, blah, blah. It's on track for the worst monthly loss in a year. I wanted to show right there, and then we're going to get into a couple of precepts on it. This is hold on. Get some of these articles so I can this computer work a little better. Jeremiah chapter 49 verse 22. And it reads, behold, he shall come up and fly as an eagle. And in this scripture, the eagle is talking about Yahawashi, okay? He's going to fly over these heathens like that. It's going to be, a dramatic fashion, and spread his wings over Basra, which is basically, the capital cities of Edom, which is mainly America, Babylon the Great, and wherever else they are in the four corners of the earth. And at that day shall the heart of the mighty men of Edom be as the heart of a woman in her pangs. And that's what we're seeing right now. They turning into like these women like leaders, okay? Like, yeah, you can just wear your drawers over here at the meeting. Like, you good. Like, that's carelessness. Not saying that all women are carelessness, but I'm saying America, Babylon, the great women, they're careless like that. Like, the true ones, that's just like, they just... they think everybody's supposed to worship their ass. They could just come looking like whatever, damn booty shorts on in church on Sunday, okay? They ain't supposed to be in there anyways. Jeremiah chapter 29, verse 25, and it reads, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, I will punish all them which are circumcised with the uncircumcised. So that's ones that basically saying that they know they are in the truth, and then you got the ones that don't know they in the truth. Because you got some people that know that they're Israelite and they're not following the ways of the Lord. Like, people in other camps, people that don't want to do the work, don't want to be a living sacrifice. They're going to all get punished together. Verse 26, Egypt and Judah and Edom. See, because it's talking about two-thirds of Judah and Edom and the children of Ammon, right, the so-called Japanese, and Moab, the so-called Chinese, and all that are in the utmost corners. That's talking about America, Babylon the Great, and wherever else over here in the West, that dwell in the wilderness, for all these nations are uncircumcised. See, they don't got this truth. And all the house of Israel are uncircumcised in the heart. See, these are that 2/3 of our people. They're not circumcised in the heart. They don't have this truth, and they haven't embedded it in their, in their soul that this is the way to go. And so they're going to all get punished together, just like we were saying earlier. Jeremiah chapter 49, verse 7, and it reads, concerning Edom, thus saith the Lord of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? Talking about the Germans. Is the count, and also talking about Esau, even the so-called white man. Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? It looked like it. They were in their draws at their meetings and shit. Verse 48, flee, turn ye back, dwell deep, open inhabitants of Dedan, for I will bring the calamity of Esau upon him, the time that I will visit him. So even the Germans, everybody's gonna get it. Okay, everybody's gonna get a bag of this judgment. Verse 9, if the great gatherers come to thee, would they not leave some gleaming grapes? If these by night I will destroy, they will destroy till they have enough. Right? They're thieves. All they do is take everything they can. But what happened? Verse 10, but I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places. And he shall not be able to hide himself. He can't call himself the so-called white man no more. We know he's Esau Edom. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, right, the other nations, and he is not. And what does that mean? He is not. He's not going to exist because he's going to get destroyed. You know, he's going to get taken out. It's going to be the end of all this stuff. You know, we'll just stop right there. Now I want to deal with right here, this article. So it said, with Americans angry, anything can happen in 2024. So hardworking Americans are angry that they can't leave the grocery store without feeling the sting of inflation. They are even angrier at false political promises telling them that inflation is coming down. See, they lying to their people, like always. They're the father of lies. When the only thing they see coming down are the balances in their checking accounts. The first majority of American women are very unsettled. And that's what we always talk about. A lot of these women out here that don't want to come under the order and serve a man of the Lord, they tend to be like this, are very unsettled at that a right that they have enjoyed for 50 years to access abortion under the Supreme Court's 1973 Roe v. Wade decision vanished overnight in 2022 because although Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh or something threw around the phrase settled law during his Senate confirmation hearing, he clearly didn't mean it and whatnot. But, you know, when it comes down to it, you know, that's not really something that's super big, but it's kind of showing that he's taking away the rights and all freedoms that women thought they had. They could just go around, just sleep with whatever and just get an abortion. No, you're going to be held accountable for what you do, okay, basically. And, you know, but the main one is, like I said earlier, a lot of people is broke, okay? They used to not be broke out here, and they're getting angry, okay? And they're not gonna regard their kings or princes either. They're gonna start raiding and pillaging the land and doing whatever they got to do to survive as well as others. So this is Psalm chapter 2, verse 1, and it reads, "Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing?" And that's what they're doing. They're imagining this life of where they can just take it in their power of their own hands and destroy everything and think they're just going to get away with it. And they're not. You know, they think that everything they're doing, like they're gonna come up with some way to stop prophecy or, you know, keep America, Babylon the Great alive. Verse 2, "The kings of the earth set themselves and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed." See, they're coming against us. 3, "Let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us." And that's what they mainly want to do. That's the main thing they raging on. And this is why they're going to do this, because they're going to realize that there's no other option than violence. Revelation chapter 12, verse 12, "Therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time." So they know their time's up. Their kingdom is fallen. They know that they ain't going to live like it used to be. They know democracy ain't coming back. We finna go straight into some demonic ass shit over here. And the only people that's going to make it out is the elders and apostles, you know, a great millstone, and their followers. You know, it's what I believe. They're the only ones acting like the elect. We pray that we make it out, but we got a really good chance. We got a better chance than everybody else, because everybody else is walking around with their draws halfway on. Okay, they're not understanding what the hell is going on. You know, and some of them, they know stuff is going to happen and happen, but what can they do about it? They're not going to get no spiritual power. And it said, "No man's strength shall prevail" in 1 Samuel. Ain't nobody going to make it out of here without no spiritual power. So this is Isaiah chapter 13, verse 19. "And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees, excellency," talking about America, Babylon the Great, "shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah." And how did Sodom and Gomorrah get destroyed? Fire. Okay, and that's how this place going to get destroyed. So it don't matter wherever they, you know, Russia and all them, you know, the Medes, whatever they choose to go attack first, it doesn't matter. Everything over here is going to get laid desolate. And we pray to be the fuck up out of here by the time that goes down. So I got one more, because I just wanted to tie it in and go with this guy right here, kind of put a precept on him, and then we out of here. So it says, "Rapper Young Thug's lyrics expect to be used in trials." See, this is the problem with Jake. Jake think just because Esau Edom gave him the bag, he can just say whatever the fuck he want. He think he got power. But what did the Lord say about this? What did he say about you just think you just say whatever the fuck you want and nothing happens to you? Matthew chapter 12, verse 36. He's on there rapping all that shit, talking about, "Oh, you can't use it against me. It's just a song." Yeah, they can. Matthew chapter 12, verse 36. But I say unto you that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give account of thereof in the day of judgment. And that's what the dude is doing. He's showing like, I'm setting your ass up. I had Esau pull your damn mixtape album right out and be like, yep, you said that, take your ass right, lock your ass up. So when these missiles come, they ain't no way your ass getting out. You might even get blown up and you still alive in there, and he let you starve in there and die. And just before you die, you see an angelic Jake pull up and zap your ass. Like, it could be anything. We don't know. But hey, it's better not to play with the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's better to just do what he says do. And, you know, keep yourself unspotted from the world. Because that could be any one of us, you know, who follow out of his truth. So, you know, that's what I got for today. Lord willing, this is edifying to the flock. Shalom to everybody on the comment board. Yahawashi, Barak, Atham. So I want to give all praises to Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi. Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi. Got to give all praises to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Bahasham, Akaha, Kodash. Want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of great millstone led me to this truth and been ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, and show forth the Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness, and wrath to all those who are part of the elect and to the hopeful elect. Lord, when we part of that number, Lord, wouldn't this be edifying to those who fear the name of the Lord and striving to show forth the Lord's righteousness every day to the best of their abilities? His judgment always come to light. Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 5, it is not slack. 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 9 is unto a ring. 2 Ezra chapter 5, verse 42. Why above a ball? The water for anybody tuned in on the comment board once again. Yahawah Shemal Shabrak. All you sincere believers out there, peace and blessings to the elect. May the blessing of elation be upon your households. Stay prayed up and keep your mind focused on prophecy, you know, and you know, pray to the Lord to give you more strength, endurance, and, you know, pray for him to, you know, keep us in that mindset of keeping our bodies healthy. Elders and apostles have been talking about a lot of that recently. Taking care of your bodies, you know, we got to do better. Myself first and foremost, you know, and, you know, fasting more, praying more, because we get into that time where we want to offend less. And, you know, Lord willing, we get out of here, y'all. Shalom.